Hey, welcome back. It's Bcits. Crackers are for everybody. You know, as a baby, growing up as an adult, a lot of things happen in your life and a lot of memories are made. But memories aren't made unless you have a story to tell. Now, stories are told by people who experience the things that they experience. Have you experienced anything? I'm sure you have. That's what makes it a good story. Like the time that I threw my socks down the steps and not all of them made it down to the bottom. But that's okay because my house is haunted. And by the time I got down to the bottom of the steps, can you believe it? My socks reunited once again, like they were adopted and they found their family members. But with that being said, welcome to Biscuits. What do you think, Don?
Eventually, he was going to hit the right button and get me pulled up on here. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back, BCITS. That is BCITS on the tick of the talk and the U of the tube. We are on episode number 4, Hide the Weed. Now, first and foremost, before we even get into discussing that story that Neil just told, I suggest everybody goes on your Amazon Music or your YouTube Music because every episode that we have named so far is actually being put onto a playlist to where you could actually just go and listen to the artist. Every episode is named after a song for a reason. It could be just a song that we like or a song that's so fucking weird. You just kind of got to hear and give it a chance. That being said, BCITS is for everybody. And as far as your story goes, Neil, I got you beat, bro. I hate to do this. I'm not that one up man, but I lived in a haunted house that everybody who ever came to my house said was haunted. It was haunted by my I won't even call him my grandfather because he wasn't technically my grandfather, but he was a very not good person. He was very Epsteinish on his the motherfucker was a child molester. Let's not beat around the bush. He was a piece of shit child molester to the point where actually my own family hid his ashes from me because I was going to shit in them. And no, he never did anything to me. It's just I hated that motherfucker that bad. He never touched me. But what he did do, he got me branded as a racist in high school, which led me to being involved in a race riot, even though my friends at the time were a black kid, a Puerto Rican kid, and a white kid. But he caused me a lot of chaos in my life. So fuck him. I got his house when he died. And what I did is I sold it to the Chinese because that motherfucker was haunted like a bitch. And when I say haunted, bro, I mean, Jen woke me up one night in the middle of the fucking night. She slapped me. She goes, "What is that?" And I jump up and I'm like, "What?" She's like, "There was a little girl at the end of your bed going, ha 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 ha, play with me." I was like, "I can assure you there's no little kids in my house. Like that, I'm not Neil. I just don't like fucking recruit children to live under the stairs and shit. You get what I'm saying? That being said, welcome to Biscuits, y'all. Stories. We all got them. We got some
Man, why
hellacious stories.
don't be telling people I got kids in my basement?
I'm just saying, look, dude, if the police raided our houses, one of us would be suspect, and it's not me.
Not me.
Oh, you are so full of shit.
Not me.
I heard your middle name was Epstein. Neil
You know,
Epstein Stewart.
and see, you took it a little too far right there. You know, Epstein is almost like
Oh, now there's limits. There's limits to this shit.
Epstein is almost the same way you spell the word episode, but without the D and O, and it's pretty close.
I'm not taking that. I'm not biting on that one, Neil. I saw what you were trying to lay down there, bro. Them two letters alone, the big D and the big O. I'm like, oh yeah, I know where this dude's trying to take this. That ain't gonna happen anytime soon.
Yeah.
So, in the joy of telling stories,
How about the
let's tell a
guy in
story.
Kentucky who was banging that dead deer on the side of the road?
First of all, is he related to you?
I hope not.
I mean, you do have relatives, right, that are out like that, like weird, like live out in sticks areas, right?
Not banging it. Not banging the. Um, I almost said the dead. Um, None that are sleeping with animals. You there?
Yeah. Oh, I was messaging Jen. My bad. Uh, how do you know that though? Like, honestly, again, Neil, it wouldn't surprise me if I heard some stories about you and a deer on the side of the road.
Well, here's my thing. First of all, was the deer still warm? Because that makes a difference when you're performing.
It never does. It doesn't make a difference if it was. It's the middle of winter. It couldn't have been warm.
If it just got hit, it's definitely warm. Um,
Who looks at a deer and goes, "Hell yeah, come here, Betty Lou, I got you." Who does that? Who? Like, why? Like, I get that.
there are people that are desperate for love and
There are
desperate
people
for
that are mentally disturbed, yes,
yeah,
and they're
but there
very
are people
disturbed.
who are desperate to be in a relationship, desperate to figure out what love is, and they will take it to all extremes.
Love doesn't come with four hooves.
You know how many virgins definitely want to experience sex? If you're horny
What?
enough, huh?
Who's a virgin? What?
If somebody's
I'm pretty
horny
sure
enough,
that's not how that dude lost his virginity. And if it is, look, that deer had to take one for the team. He might have stopped an incel shooting down the road. Because a lot of your school shootings and your mass violence are from people who just haven't figured out how to relate to other people. So they go crazy because nobody loves them, nobody wants them around because they kind of give off that weird vibe. Like they're the weird kid in the back of the damn it.
yeah, but the past 5 years of shootings have all been by trannies or transgenders or I like guys.
Exactly, disassociated people.
Right.
Think about it, and that's why when my daughter was in school, I always went to parent teacher conferences and pointed out the nerdiest and most odd looking kids, and those are the ones I told her to be friends with. Because 9 times out of 10, when a school shooting happens, they don't kill their friends.
Right.
So I always used to do that, and I got in trouble. I had to actually go to the principal's office one day because I told her in the event of a school shooting, grab the fattest kid you see and hold him close. That will
Yeah.
act as a bulletproof buffer.
Hell yeah.
And the principal was like, "You can't tell her that." And I was like, "I can tell her anything. I'm raising a survivor. You guys are raising victims. To me, it's more important that she survives than she plays by your guys' rules."
Yeah, in a lot of those schools, you could say, hey, Mr. Don over here is a creep and he likes kids and he's got guns, and a lot of people ignore it. Well, when Mr. Creep the Don comes in with guns and blazes everybody up, oh, I didn't know he was like that. You were warned.
It's always like I couldn't commit a crime like that. I would stand out. It's always the ones that want to blend in. If you tried too hard to blend in, there's something wrong with you. Like
Right.
we have one guy at work, I swear to God, we have one guy at work, and I'm just like, this motherfucker, dude. This motherfucker, I see him come in with a not so fucking good look in his eye. I'm taking his ass out. I'm telling you. And we all know who it is.
Yeah, I'm pretty convinced he's gonna kill his parents.
I'm pretty convinced he's going to kill somebody, and I hope it ain't my fat ass.
He's the male version of Gypsy Rose.
You just cut out. I didn't hear a word you just said.
He's the male version of Gypsy Rose. You know who Gypsy Rose is?
Oh, I know who Gypsy Rose is. And honestly, I don't think he's that. I don't think it's his parents that are doing it to him. I think it's all mentally in his head.
Oh, he blames his parents for everything.
Well, of course, everybody blame. My daughter blames me for everything. It doesn't make it necessarily fucking true.
Well,
Everybody's got to be the villain in somebody's story. That's just how life is.
yeah. Well, he blames his mom for everything.
I mean, his mom could be a cause of a lot of it, but if she was that bad and you're an adult, why are you still there?
Mental
If you can hold
abuse.
down a full-time job and all this other shit, you can definitely go, you know what, I'm out.
It's that mental abuse.
Unless, no, see, I don't buy that shit at all.
It's just like
I think
women.
100.
Women do the same thing. They go back to the same toxic guy. They're mentally abused, and that's all they're used to. So they just go back to the same old story. They ignore all the red flags, and when a nice guy comes by, she runs away.
You're not wrong on that. I don't know. Like I said, it's such a give and take, a defining line as to what it could be.
Right.
But I'm sorry, I don't buy for a second that his mother's this evil person.
I don't know. I mean, if this individual is nuts, you can only imagine what's at the house. He's created by
Oh
nuts.
fuck. Could you imagine the fucking shit show that house is?
He was created
Holy
by
hell.
nuts. You know what I mean?
Every day's all I'm enjoying that bitch. It don't matter if you feel like a nut or not. As soon as you open the door, you're getting some.
I mean, it starts off with the family. It's just like
Does it though? No, because crazy can make you crazy without being anything to do with your family. My family is perfectly normal, and the crazy shit I put up with was because I was stupid.
but a
And
lot of
crazy made me crazy for a very long time.
yeah, but the way you're raised plays a big part too.
No, not really. I mean, in all honesty, it can, but it's not necessarily a factor. You get what I'm saying? It's not forsaken that it's going to be that way.
You
Sometimes
know,
it's just life does that.
statistically, there's more crimes committed in children who are raised in a single home by a mother, not by a father.
Well, yeah, because there's more single mother homes than there have ever been before, so naturally that statistic's going to go up.
Yeah,
If there's more single parent homes than there are multiple parent homes, the statistics naturally going to rise. So the crime level is going to be higher because it's more common for one mother to be raising a household than it is for a mother and a father to. That
right.
doesn't necessarily that skews the demographic. It's not like, hey, we looked at 100 homes, 50 of them had two parents, 50 of them had one, and we have done the math, and 48% of single parent homes are likely to go to prison. That's not how that study is done. They're just taking the ballpark statistics of, was you raised in a single family or a single mother home, or was you raised with a family? They check one or check the other, and that's the demographic. It's really skewed. That's the way the
Right.
penile system works as far as the demographics, as far as how much money they can make off of each prisoner.
That's true.
I
I
mean, the more you look into the prison system, the more you realize it's designed to not rehabilitate, but to keep you there. Because each
it,
one of you is a dollar sign to them. So if they can keep you incarcerated and working for the system, and they're paying you pennies, but they're making probably $300 a day to keep you, and they're giving you pennies on the dollar to work and to work around the building and do whatever. You're getting paid like 17 cents an hour. All right. Then you take that 17 cents plus you got to pay to stay in prison. They will
yeah, but
tax you for shit. Plus, you have to pay for the shit from the commissary. So ultimately, you're actually coming out in a deficit from where you went in, all because you wanted to stay and be a knucklehead. And now look at your life.
I wouldn't want to run a
And then you're
business like that.
making, but that's how businesses ran, and that's why we're never going to be rich because we don't think like that's a good idea. We would
So
never
me and
treat
you are
people that way.
funding the criminals.
What do you mean?
So a jail always says that it's cheaper to keep them than to kill them. So somebody's funding them to stay there. Out of all these criminals, yeah, we're paying for it.
Yeah.
So,
That's pretty fucking cool.
yeah.
That was pretty cool. I didn't expect that.
Just like the video I saw earlier today where the FBI is more concerned about people robbing banks than to figuring out where kids are.
Because your kid doesn't matter to them on a grand level. Their money matters. Think about it. You fuck with people's money, man. People take that a lot more personal than you fucking with their neighbor's kid.
Yeah.
Now, if you mess with their kid, they're gonna take it personal. But when it's not their kid, they don't give a shit about that. That's just another fucking.
Right.
That's another bit of work log in their book. They gotta
Right.
pretend that they care in order to try and do something. When it
Yeah.
comes to the money, it's we need to stop this now. We cannot have this going on because this is affecting us.
It's sad. And they can
Your
print out
audio,
money.
your audio and your video are both fucking glitching out bad.
I don't know why.
I don't know, but it's not a good look.
It's easier to keep printing out money than it is to try and find Billy and Sarah that have been missing in the woods.
Okay, but that takes manpowers and that takes money. And if somebody's robbing the banks, we got to stop the bank robbery before we can hunt down these people because we need the money that they're stealing from us.
Yeah,
You
but
see
they
what I'm
could,
saying?
yeah, but they could technically. There's a loophole where I'm sure that they could just say, "Hey, money making place. I need about $35 million in the next 15 minutes," and they just print it off.
You know that's not how money works, right now. That is 100% not how money works.
Well, this world is on a monopoly game.
It
They could
doesn't
do
matter
that.
if the world's a monopoly game or not. That's not how it works. You're never going to be able to do that
How do you know it doesn't happen?
because that's not how money works. You have to go through a chain of command and go through a treasury and go through all this, and it has to be checked and balanced. You can't just go, hey, print me up $49 trillion. Because if you did that, don't you think we would have been, it's going to drive our dollar value down because there's going to be so many of it in an influx.
I'm sure
So
someone
ultimately, you would be tanking our government by doing that. You would be tanking our economic structure by doing that.
I bet you it happens.
No, it does not. It cannot happen, Neil. Not at all. It cannot happen because it would tank our infrastructure. Our dollar would be worthless.
With all this scamming going around, you don't think that there's some insider jobs?
Oh, there's always insiders and all this that shit. Yeah. But what I'm saying is not on a grand scale. It ain't like the president can just call up and be like, hey, dude in the treasury, start printing off dollars and don't stop until I tell you to stop. That's not how it would work.
Right. Well, I don't know. I think their priorities are terrible, and they need to start worrying more about the kids.
Nobody cares about the kids. Nobody.
You know what I was thinking about? Well, a couple things I was thinking about. How many rolls of paper towels do you think it would take to absorb the ocean? Just
What
food
else was
for-
you thinking about, Neil?
Oh, damn, you didn't like that one. I'm trying to create and invent a device that you can put in the water, and it'll tell you if there's vehicles or bodies in the water. Like it'll purposely go off when there's something in there.
Okay, how would you do that though? And how would you keep it from attracting it? It's let's say if it's attracted to the calcium in bones, it's going to alert when fish are in the water. If it's attracted to the iron in blood, it's going to alert when fish are in the water. Fish are so structurally like humans that you would have to figure out a way that it would attract to a human, but not to a fish or even like a dolphin or anything like that. A mammal, for instance, we're all mammals. So you would have to figure out a way that it wouldn't attract to them. It would only attract to humans, which is almost impossible.
Well, no, it's like an
I'm not saying that
X-ray.
it's impossible because you never say anything's impossible.
It's like an X-ray of the water where it goes down. I mean,
Oh,
they
so
have
you're looking at sonar. That's been around for years, Neil. They
yeah,
already
but
have that.
I'm talking about good sonar where these people that can't really judge by it. I mean, the sonar is only so good. It's like a video game. They have the potential of making it better, but they keep the same graphics. So I'm talking about putting like stretching a long net, let's just say, and it's is able to you drag it and then it just picks up a wide picture of what's there. You can find a lot of dead bodies a lot faster when you have a better picture.
When I'm what?
You can you can find a lot of dead bodies a lot faster when you got a better picture quality.
Yeah, but also you would need to. I'm just trying to take a picture so I can send it to Jen real quick.
I mean, you can't possibly tell me we don't have technology or people smart enough to create something of that sort.
No, I think that you do. I just think I think that right now we have the technology to take a pic. You have to remember too, we're never going to discover what's at the bottom portions of these seas and these oceans. Like we're never going to be able to do that. So, in order, show me a sonar that can show me that. Show me what's at the very bottom of all of this shit, because none of us know. And I genuinely believe there's some real monsters down in the bottom of the ocean.
I we can create a tool long enough to go deep down as far as we need. We could just keep creating something on a motorized motor that'll just feed all the way down with a camera connected to it. You can't tell me that we don't have the technology or the material long enough to go down there. There ain't no way. We have it.
You don't know how deep the ocean is. Literally, they just took a submarine down and it popped them like a fucking bloodbath, like a zit.
Well, yeah, it was unintentional. That was a poorly built craft.
Would you have went?
Hell no.
Yeah, you
After
would have. You would have been like,
no,
"Ahoy, matey!
I was
Maybe
already
my love is
told
at the bottom with the Titanic, arr, matey."
he was already told in the beginning of the trip it wasn't a good idea, but he wanted to do it anyway. It was an inside job. The son did not want to go. It was an inside job. And plus, I'm smart enough to know I'm not going to go in a submarine controlled by a Xbox controller.
What do you think the last thing that went through their mind was, other than the submarine itself?
And anyway, there was no bathroom in there, and I'm not shitting with four guys looking at me. Ain't gonna
Oh, it
happen.
don't matter. They were all a turd by the end. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. It was a bad idea from the beginning, and they knew it, and they decided, well, we're billionaires. We don't care. Well, I care. What were we talking about? Yeah, so we have the technology and we have the material to go deep. We could just keep building it, keep making it longer and longer until we just hit rock bottom.
You're never going to hit the bottom, though. That's what they're saying. Is it's endless. It's never going to hit the bottom. I'm aware now that I apparently put on some filter on my picture that makes me look very feminine. Like it looks like I have makeup on, but I really don't have makeup on, bro. I look very rosy and like my eyes are very blushes and blush. What's the word? Like, anyways, my eyes look really feminine right now for some reason, and apparently it's something I did, and I
So
just
how
noticed that shit.
so how deep have they gone?
I don't know. Deep as she'll take it, I guess. I don't know.
Well,
Here's my thing: is I genuinely believe that there is a point where you get down so far that there are species we've never seen.
Oh
And
yeah.
there I believe there might even be a civilization we don't even know about. I am not ruling out 100% that there are not mermaids down there that have a fucking whole civilization. Under the sea. That kind of shit, bro. I'm not fucking. The stories have to come from somewhere. The stories
Right.
of the sirens and all this other shit. Think about it. A lot of other of your your mythologies tales and stuff like that, they're all rooted in some form of reality, except for the ones based in the ocean. Well, that can't be. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I believe that there is something deep down in the ocean that we may never see, not in our lifetime, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Do you think they're just being lazy about it and just don't want to?
I think they're afraid. Our government hides a lot from us.
A hundred
A
percent.
lot. And when they don't know how to hide something, they'll hurry up and cover it up. For instance, this week, did you hear what the news story is instead of worrying about who's in the Epstein list and all this other shit? Have you heard the fucking news story as far as the big controversy in the world? Two
Uh-uh.
black presenters were on stage in Europe delivering an award, and a guy with Tourette's syndrome said the N word. That's what everybody's focused on, and it's all based on hate. Now, do I believe wholeheartedly that he was a plant and told to do that? 100%. I do believe that that was being racist, and I do believe that he did it on purpose. However, I am not for a second buying the fact that this is not just another ploy for us not to worry about what's on the Epstein list.
Yeah, but they've been saying the N word forever.
Of course. Of course. And just like the fucking new thing about Jelly Roll and his wife being Epstein and Janelle Bunsen or whatever the fuck her name is. I don't
Yeah.
think it's Janelle Bunsen. I think Janelle Bunsen's the one that was married to Tom Brady. I think I don't fucking know. Who cares? Um, by the way, I'm sorry. I look at all rich like women like they're all stuck up and like ill. Like no, like I just automatically assume that all rich women stink.
Yeah, well, I told you I was turned down by a homeless chick once before.
I got to hear the story. Tell the story.
Uh I met this homeless girl when I was living in Nashville. I met this homeless girl. I can't remember even how I met her. Um, but I met this homeless girl and things were going for a while and all of a sudden I think I asked her out and she said no. I don't know. Somehow I tried to ask her out and she said no. I said, "Why? I can give you everything you don't have. She don't have a house, a car, food. I can provide everything for you." And she still didn't want it. That's crazy. You know your dating game is terrible when you get turned down by the homeless.
How did that make you feel, Neil?
I always said if I get turned down by a dead girl, that's it. I'm jumping off a bridge. If the dead turns me
Have,
down,
have any other ones in the basement turned you down yet, Neil? Talk to me. We're here. We're here. We care. We are allies. We care. Has any of them turned you
nobody
down,
cares
Neil?
about the people. I don't have nobody in my basement.
Oh, but I think we just heard an admission of guilt there, Neil. Nobody cares about what people. Could it be the people in the basement, Neil? The people under the stairs.
I mean, how bad do you gotta
Stairs.
be to be turned down by the homeless?
That's pretty bad, Neil. I wouldn't have told people that. That's probably a story I would have forgotten. That being said, Neil, hit us with a would you rather.
Ooh, all right. Don, would you rather bathe in uh bathe in deer piss for a week? Or would you rather eat a pubic hair sandwich?
You cut out on that last part. You should
All right,
try to. I think you may need to start using this mic because your mic's whatever setup you have is sucks right now. This is
can
like
you
the
hear me
fifth
now?
time you cut out. Yeah, so let's try that again. Give me a would you rather, Neil.
Would you rather bathe for a week in deer piss Or would you rather eat a big sub full of pubic hair? No
I would
condiments, just
probably.
straight pubic hair. I mean, we're talking foot long, jam packed, bottom to top pubic hair.
I'm never gonna get down the pubic hair sandwich now, so I'm gonna obviously have to take the deer piss. That being said, remember, we have the Epstein Files show coming up very shortly, starring my niece, myself, and Neil. If Neil ever starts to look into the Epstein Files that we sent him and actually starts researching the work, we would love to have him be a participant in the show. But if he stands here and goes, "Hey guys, what do you think their pubic hair smelled like after they got off the island?" We're not going to have him on the show anymore, are we, people? No, because that's very serious stuff when you talk about the Epstein Files, isn't it? Yes, it is. That being said, boys and girls, Neil, say a thing.
Always remember to be cool and stay classy. Don't let your back drag your meatloaf.
And always remember, boys and girls, biscuits are for everybody. That is BCITS on the U that tubes and on the tick that talks. And by the way, this is how you make Neil pop. You just do some stupid shit like a voice like this for 5 minutes, and he will not be able to hold himself together. That being said, until next time, BCITS and we are out.